Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. Sorry, I am just a little bit late setting up today. Welcome to today's lesson. We are going to look at a phrasal verb challenge today. In this way, hopefully, we can build your range of phrasal verbs. And phrasal verbs are really good. They're really good to know in English. Because they can really sometimes just help you to say what you really want to say. Um, the but the thing about phrasal verbs is it's all about the preposition because that's going to change the meaning, and that's what we will look at today. Um, I'm just thinking about the light situation over here. I think this is okay, I suppose. Rena F, good afternoon, privyet, and welcome to today's lesson. Thank you for joining. Roberto, you too, thank you for joining. Buono pomeriggio. And Leontina as well, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. I hope all of you are doing well on this, what I would describe as a very wet day in Malta. It's quite cold, it's windy, and it's raining, but the sun is now trying to come out, so that's a positive in that sense. So yes, yesterday, guys, we looked at some idioms, and today we're going to look at phrasal verbs. I hope all of you had a good morning and a good day so far. As always, guys, whenever you watch, make sure you follow in the live chat section because that is where the action happens. And on top of that, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and like the video. We're now, well, we're in the low 700s at the moment. And hopefully by Easter, that could be closer to the 750 mark. We are slowly climbing the ladder of subscribers. Behind me, you can see, I'm just going to tilt the camera slightly. Here, you can see the amlangauge YouTube channel. You've got the live lesson from yesterday, and you've got this week's short video on the past simple. So if you are an elementary or pre-intermediate student, I do recommend you go and watch that video. We now have 7 short videos, which is great. And we are making one every week at the moment. So let's begin with today's phrasal verb challenge. So let's start off with this. Okay, so the verb is going to be break. Okay. And the way this is going to work is I'm going to give you some options. So, for instance, to end a relationship. Okay, so I'm going to give you the options in terms of meanings. So, A, to end a relationship. B, to get into someone's house, for example. C, to get out of jail and run free. Okay, and can I think of one more? Can I think of one more, actually? That's a good one. Ah, this one, yes. And D, when your car stops working. Okay, so you got the verb break, and now I'm going to give you your preposition options. You've got in, or into, perhaps, you could always go with. You got out, you got up, and you got down. Okay. So what you guys now need to do is you need to try and link the correct preposition with the verb break and the meaning. So you might end up going for instance, you might write, I'm going to do one for you here. Um, let's say you go with break down, for example, and then you tell me that this is meaning D. So that's how you would write your answer. So I've done one of them for you. Breakdown is when your car stops working. Breakdown, you can even give me a sentence. The car broke down, for instance. You can always change the verb tense if you want to. So I've done one of them for you. You now need to try and complete A, B, and C. So that's the way the phrasal verb challenge works. You can also give your answers like Roberto has. So Roberto has said A is up, B is in, C is out, and D is down. So you've got break up for A, break in for B, break out for C, and break down for D. Well, if you agree with Roberto, let me know. And of course, sometimes there's even more than one meaning to to some of these, but these are like the main meanings that I'm going to go for with this sort of exercise. Arena F says A is break up. Okay, thank you very much, Arena. Looks like at the moment you agree with Roberto. Leondina also says agree. I think she means that she agrees with Roberto. I'll give all of you just 20 more seconds and then I'll let you know what the answer is. And time's up, so I'm now going to give you the answers. Okay, so the answer for A is going to be break up. Answer for B is going to be break in. Answer for C is going to be break out. And of course, D is break down. So well done, guys. Those were the correct answers. And it looks like all of you got the correct answers there. So the next one, number 2, is bring. So your options: to raise a child, to make someone unhappy, uh, to start a conversation about a certain topic. Let's go with that. So your options are preposition options. You've got up and you've got down. Okay, up and down. Don't think there's any more. Okay, yeah, there's no more in that sense. So, what do you guys think? A, B, C. So you've got the verb bring, so you've got the option of either bring up or bring down. And here you've got the options of A, to raise a child, B, to make someone unhappy, and C, to start a conversation about a certain topic. Let's see what you guys come out with. And then we'll look at some example sentences of how they can be used. Later on, you'll have to choose the correct phrasal verb to complete the sentences. So we're starting off easy, and we're going to slowly increase the level of difficulty. Roberto says A is break up, B is break down, C is break up. Leondina has given the exact same answers. Okay, so answer. Here we've, well, answers actually. So you've got to raise a child. Yes. Bring up. Correct. Thank you very much, Arena F. Looks like you've got the same answers there as well. B, you've got bring down. I'm going to give an example sentence for this. Don't bring me down. Okay, and finally, C, we've got bring up, such as we could say, she brought up the topic. So obviously, bring and brought is the past. Okay, right, we're doing quite well at the moment, but now we're going to go with this one here, call. That's the verb. Let's see what you guys come out with here. So, A, to phone many different people. B, to phone someone. C, to cancel. D, how would I describe this? Even got another one. E, to visit someone, and F. Okay. Preposition options. Let's see what you go with. We'll go with back, on, up, around, and off. Can't forget that one. Got back in there? Yep, got back. Good. Okay. Let's see what you guys go with. So the verb is call. You've got the prepositions of back, on, up, around, and off. The possible meanings, you've got A, to phone many different people. B, to phone someone. C, to cancel. D, to ask for assistance or to ask for help. E, to visit someone. And F, to return a call. So let's see what you guys go with here. I mean, look, like I said, you've got, in some cases, you might have to use the same preposition twice. You've got 6 meanings, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So prepositions. So one of these prepositions will need to be used twice. Let's see what you guys go with here. And like I said, the thing about phrasal verbs is that it's all about the preposition, and the context is going to change the meaning as well. Roberta says, A, to phone many people would be call around. To phone someone would be to call up. So that would be B. C, you've gone for call off, to cancel something. D, you've gone with on, to ask for assistance, to call on someone. E, to visit someone, call off, and F, to call back. Okay, well, if you agree with Roberto, let me know. Do you agree with Roberto? Or do you have slightly different answers? Maybe you disagree with Roberto on 1 or 2 things. You can leave your answers like Roberto has done. It just needs to be clear. So just remind you guys, the verb we are looking for is call. You've got the options of call back, call on, call up, call around, call off. You've got 6 possible meanings, 5 prepositions. So one preposition is going to need to be used twice. Let me know what your answers are. And yeah, we can see here that Roberto has already given us his answers. I have to say, the sun has now come out after this very, very wet morning. The sun has come out, and it's now a lovely, lovely day in Malta. The sun is shining bright. Um, there aren't many clouds in the sky either, so that's nice. It's a good day to do some It's now in the afternoon. It's a good afternoon to go outside. Leondina says A is around, B is up, C is off, D is on, E is on, F is back. Well, I'm going to let you know what the answers are. So, A, call around. So, in the example sentence, we could say, can you call around to see who is free? Okay. So for every answer, I'm going to give you an example sentence at the moment. B, we've got to phone someone. So we've got call up. I'll call him up. So you can sometimes put that kind of pronoun between the verb and the preposition. C, you've got to cancel. Call off. He called off the party. Okay, so that's going to be cancel. D, to ask for assistance. D, what would be a good... There we go. Call on, and the example sentence would be, she called on him for assistance. But you can also change it to, like, it doesn't have to be help in that sense. It can also be, he called on John for his opinion, for example. So it's not always just about helping. It's also opinions as well. We've got E, which is to visit someone. This is a nice one. You could say, so we've got call on, and you would write something like, we called on our granny last night just to see if she was okay. So that's how you could use call on. And finally, we've got F, call back. I'll call him back. Okay, so those are the example sentences, and those are the first three. Well, we've now looked at quite a few phrasal verbs. So let's move on to the next one, and we'll look at what the possibilities are. Now, the next one, there's many options for this next one. The verb is cut. So, A. Something for it to fall down. B. To buy less of something. C. To interrupt someone. D. How do I explain this one? I think I'm just going to have to go with the explanation it gives, because this is quite a difficult one. E. F. G. H. Okay. So let's now see what the preposition answers are with all of these. So we've got prepositions. Off, up, off, up. There's even more theory. Out. Yes, I've got in and down. Yeah. Okay, so those are your options. Off, up, in, out, and down. And let's see what you guys go with. I mean, one of them you could use potentially two prepositions. Context might change, so I'll let you know which one is going to be for that one. Actually, maybe does it fit into another one that we could do? I'll tell you what, I'm going to introduce one more because it's almost one on its own, really. There you go, to stop a habit. So we've got 6, 7, 8, 9 different, we've got 9 different meanings here, but we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prepositions. 5 prepositions, 9 meanings, all with the verb cut. Let me know what you guys think. And as we go through it, I'm going to give you some examples. Then we'll enter a bit of a challenge whereby you guys need to go with one of the options that we've already looked at as well. So we'll give you plenty of time for the activate stage of this. It can be difficult, though, the phrasal verb challenge, because there's so many different possibilities. And sometimes it's just a little bit harder. It can be very hard. I mean, the more options you have, the harder it's going to be. And it's a matter of knowing what the phrasal verb is and what it means. You don't always learn a lot of phrasal verbs when you go to lessons. Sometimes it's possible to go quite a few lessons at a time without looking at phrasal verbs, but now and again they do come up. And Outcomes, the book that we often use in general English, sometimes has a little section whereby you end up learning some phrasal verbs. But let me know, guys. I mean, phrasal verbs is a really big part of the English language. Obviously, it shows a good level of ability, let alone understanding. So we've got cut. So we've got to make something fall down. That kind of gives it away, actually, when I think about it. B, to buy less of something. C, to interrupt someone. D, to pull too closely in front of another car. This is, for instance, you're driving along, okay, and then this car goes like this. It goes in front, but it's very, very close. E, to start operating on someone. That's to do with surgery and a doctor. G, to stop helping someone financially or with your time. H, to remove something that is part of something else. And I, to stop a habit. Roberto says A is down, B is off. So A would be, where am I here? Cut. So cut down, B cut off, C cut off, D cut in, E cut up, F cut out, G cut up, H cut out, and finally I cut up. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you agree with Roberto and the answers he's given. Maybe you have some slightly different opinions in terms of which prepositions go with which answer. I mean, look, this is not always easy. It can be annoying, which is why at the half an hour mark, we're going to go back and we're going to just look at some of these ones that we've done, and we need to try and choose the correct option. At the end, once we've understood it, it's then knowing when to use it and how to use it. And that's what we'll look at after this task. So let me know if you agree with Roberto. Do you think Roberto has the right answers? Are there any answers that you disagree with? So yeah, he's gone with cut down, cut off, cut in, cut up, cut out, cut up, cut out, and cut up again. So we shall discover in a few moments whether he is correct. In case you're wondering, should you use phrasal verbs only in a semi-formal or informal session? The answer is no. You can use phrasal verbs even when you're writing academic work or formal work or an email. You can use phrasal verbs. You don't want to use too many, but you definitely can. You can definitely use them in any setting, and they're useful to know. Okay, I've just noticed the time. I'm going to give you guys another 20 to 30 seconds to see if you guys can, if any of you would like to say anything in the live chat section. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go with the answers. Thank you very much, Leondina. Leondina has come with down, down, off, in, up, out, out, and out. Well, thank you very much for your answers, Leondina. Much appreciated. Good stuff. Let's see if you're correct. Answers. So the first one here, we've got to make something fall down. A here is going to be cut down, such as you might write cut down the tree, for example, which would be sad. B, we've got to buy less of something. Some of you can cut off, cut down. Okay, right. A few different, slightly different answers there. If I just remind myself where we got to. Now, did I put in back as an option? I didn't. Okay, so the Okay, so apologies. You've got a few different. Okay, because here we've got to buy less of something. Right, you've got two options. You could go with cut out, which is like I need to cut out on. I need to cut out bread, for example. But that kind of goes with another answer. The actual answer here is a preposition I didn't give the option for because I didn't realize. Back on, to cut back on, such as I need to cut back on spending money at clubs. Okay, so you need to reduce. Okay, so apologies about that. I didn't give you the option for B. C, you've got to interrupt someone. Okay. This one, there's a few options really with this one, but this is going to be cut in. Can I cut in for one moment? Okay. So cut in. D, we have pull in too closely. Pull in too closely. Yeah, this is going to be cut in as well, such as, let me just cut in between these two cars, for example. Cut in. E, to start operating on someone. Again, cut in. Cut into the muscle, for example. F. You've got to remove something from someone. I think most of you got this one right, actually. Cut out. Uh, let's say you cut out the X, whatever X may be. So he cut out the cancer, he cut out the tumor, he cut out this. G, to stop helping someone financially or with your time. Here, cut off. Here, this would be you need to cut them off, for example. H, here we've got to remove something that is part of something else. Cut off, such as we need to cut leg off this chair. That would work. It's I. Okay, and finally, I, we've got to stop a habit. Cut out. I need to cut out chocolate. Okay, so here we've now looked at the different answers and we've looked at all these different types of phrasal verbs. So let's see if you guys can use the right phrasal verb for within the sentences. So, well, actually paragraphs. So let's go for it. So let's go with this challenge over here. All about context here now. Okay. this is the first lot. Now the second lot. Okay, and let's go for just one more. Okay, let's see how you guys do. So you got A to F, and you guys need to choose from the options that we've looked at today. You've got six. You've got six options over here, and you need to choose the phrasal verb that we've looked at today that perhaps completes these sentences. So I want to blank bread from my diet because I think I eat too much of it, or I think I eat too much. John blank my weight the other day, and I wasn't happy. I want to blank off the wedding. I kind of already told you there what's going to be the answer for that one because of the verb. To see how many, how many people might agree with me. She blank on the way to the airport. Again, I feel like I have. Actually, no, you still need a preposition there. So just because I've put an on, you still need another preposition before on. Okay, so don't be fooled by that. Her way to the airport, but she was locked in her car, so she had to blank of her own car. Again, just because you've got a preposition there doesn't mean you need another preposition before the of. Roberta says, I cut out bread from my diet because I think I eat too much of it. John called on my weight the other day and I wasn't happy. Okay, we'll see if Roberto is right. You don't need to say, I cut out. You just say, I want to cut out bread. But that seems promising. Let's see what your answers are for the other exercises or the other questions, and we'll see if anyone else would like to contribute. Do you agree with Roberto, or do you disagree with Roberto? Do you think he is wrong in any way? While we've been having this lesson, the cloud has returned to Malta and it's no longer as sunny as I thought it was just a moment ago. Roberto says that I want to call off the wedding because I'm not ready. Can you call around to see how many people might agree with me? Thank you very much, Roberto. Well done. Again, if you agree with Roberto, let me know in the live chat comments. Or if you're watching this later, let me know. So we're just halfway through answering this question. You've got two more answers to give if you're Roberto. Like I say, guys, if you disagree with anything Roberto has said, let me know in the live chat section. And if you agree, then let me know as well. Okay. And like I said, guys, phrasal verbs can be a little bit difficult. It's all about knowing the preposition and the meaning. That's how you can get it right. So if we're coming to the end of the lesson soon, so I'm going to give you guys just another minute or so to let me know what your answers are, and then I will let you know what the actual answers are. I'll prepare them at the moment. Okay, thank you very much, Roberto. Thank you very much for your answer. Leondina has come up with her answers as well. Okay, so Roberta said that she broke down on her way to the airport, but she was locked in her car, so she had to break out of her own car. Leondina has gone for A, cut out, B, something, C, call off, D, call around. Well, guys, I can tell you that the answers are as follows. So if you've got the correct answers, well done. Here are the answers. A is cut out. So I want to cut out bread from my diet. B, um, John brought up my weight. Remember, brought up means you introduce a topic to talk about. C, yeah, you've got call off. I want to call off the wedding because I'm not ready. Can you call around? So D is call around. E, she broke down. Correct. Well done, guys. I think all of you got that one. And F, but she was locked in her car, so she had to break out of her own car. So out of all this, guys, what we can see is that the context really changes the meaning of the phrasal verb. Sometimes we can use the same phrasal verb to mean quite a lot of different things as well. So we need to be careful about that. The preposition on its own doesn't always tell you what the meaning is. You have to read the text around to see if you are going to use the right phrasal verb. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you have, like the video and subscribe if you're new. Leondina, Roberto, and Arena F, thank you very much for your contribution today. Have a great afternoon and evening. And I will be back tomorrow with another live English lesson here on the AM Language YouTube channel at 3 o'clock. So make sure you join me for that. Arena F says thanks. Have a good evening. You too, Arena F. Thank you very much. Pleasure. Okay. And in advance, Leondina, you as well, and Roberto. Thank you very much. And anyone else who has been watching, thank you very much. Roberto says, thank you, Richard. Very interesting lesson today. Have a nice evening. You too as well, Roberto. So, guys, thanks. Leondina says, thank you, Richard. Great. Well, thank you very much, guys. And to anyone else who's been watching, thank you as well. See you tomorrow, same time, for another live English lesson here on the AM Language YouTube channel. And bye for now.